And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Quad V. We bring you guys live coverage of the Qnatek Summer Battle. I am Menace. Casting alongside me is Pansy, and we are currently going into the third map here at the match between ClanPoland and Western Wolves. Currently, it is a map apiece, and I don't think it could be getting any closer. As you see, the knife is underway. City Street's a little bit more, side determined, I feel. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a 6-6 at the half-time score if both of these teams play evenly. What's your take on it there, Pansy?
Well, City Streets, I'd say, is one of the most even maps, sidewise. I think it's very much dependent on the team you're in and how you play. I think that, both sides will be happy where they are, attacking and defense is very even, and it's very much how you guys play it as an individual team. I've seen people be way more comfortable on attack. Obviously, looking back at the real key examples, obviously Power back in the day with that renowned A push, or even on defense, the likes of TCM, who are very aggressive on the defending side, and they really enjoy pushing up and really keeping the pressure on their opponents. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how these guys play. Obviously, we saw on the last map, Western Wolves looking obscenely strong, and CPL looking like they just kind of wandered into the wrong game. But obviously, map prior to that on backlot, well, CPL just truly outclassed Western Wolves, to an absolutely shocking point. So we are just waiting on the arena guys to press that delightful F key. We'll be live into this one. So, Menace, what's your call on this? It's a draw so far, pretty much. Who do you think's going to walk away with this one?
You know what? I've got a feeling that ClanPoland are going to surprise. I want to think they're going to surprise, because we've got that situation where, they performed really well on the first one, straight up tactical. Western Wolves just denied them every single chance of winning anything on Crash. And now we're sitting on the third map where they've got a chance to redeem themselves. It's a fresh start. The score is 0-0. And you know what? I think it's a map that everyone is pretty much very familiar with. So, get to start us off. Els is able to get a first nice frag. Freaks is also going to follow up to get himself one onto B. Ono and Chibi, though, having fun over on the A side means that Header and Evo drop down. And it is now all onto Freaks. So 1 versus 3 in the first round. And it looks like Freaks might try and go for a couple of frags in mid. He just wants to get a little bit of a peek into mid. Does take out Ono. He's going to go towards the top of the street. He's got to be very careful. There are players laying in wait for him, coming around this corner. Oh, he has spotted someone in the spawn house. He's not looking towards the right-hand side. There is a player on the mid area. Oh, takes out Myson, but Chubi pushes forward. Takes him out. Does not allow him to get the clutch. First round going in favor of Western Wolves, but man, that was close. Yeah, just a bit. And I think if Freaks had just took that little bit, extra time, he could have had that. But let's pick it up here with Fox, the lovely front spawn. Does think I think he's gonna go for the aggressive mid push. Yeah, indeed, does manage to avoid that. Oh, just gets caught by a nade from Chubi. Just cutting down that mid push, giving Western Wolves the advantage early on. Ono following up with a frag onto Freaks of the opposing scope. Froz with one for himself. This is looking like a Western Wolves whitewash. That is a tongue twister if I've ever said one. Now Chubi under pressure as he's pushed up mid, flashes raining towards him, but does manage to stay alive. There's a player just in front of him. There's actually two in front of him, but Ono's there first. One man stands. It is Owls. Owls now shutting down Chubi. Now can Owls pull it back? No, he can't, because Fantasy's already pushed up, and this is looking very much TCM-esque with the aggressiveness of the SMGs on the defensive side. Just not letting CPL even breathe. Good nades there, smoking up deep, and then pushing up following it. That's, really nice way to defend this map. Keeps it interesting. Definitely so. We also saw there were 4 players still left alive at the end of that round for Western Wolves, so definitely playing dominantly over on this map. Here we're seeing Ono just go for his typical little shooting down the alley, making sure that no one runs out there. He doesn't want to let CPL be in a position where they feel comfortable just to walk out there because they know that he won't be there. We do see El trying to push forward here on the car park. Chubi's is going to peek out and say, "What's up, bro? Take him out." And that's going to mean, again, CPL just being dominated at the moment. Fantasy's SMG being pulled out as he takes out Evo. Last man standing is Freaks. He's all the way over at the car park on their spawn side. Bombs way in front of him. Players coming up on his left-hand side. Tries to go for the deagle. Not going to work. Goes for the no-scope. That also doesn't work. Tries to go for another one. Fantasy just comes in from behind once again. And that's going to be 3-0 in favor of Western Wolves. And could we be seeing a new record set for the fastest game? Who knows? Let's pick it up with Chubi. Let's see if he's going to continue putting this aggressive pace right into the faces of CPL. There we go. So obviously, being on the attacking side, you do have, a little bit against you. Obviously, the time limit not quite working on your side, but, you get the freedom of this map, so it's pretty even. Now, here we go. Ono shut down by Evo early on. So just cutting that, a nice aggressive push he's been trying to pull off right where it started. So Fantasy now pushing up on B. He's not slowing up anytime soon. Actually, yes, he is. He's going to just prove me wrong by proning in wood, and how very dull of you. But Fox
going balls deep here, going straight through mid. Ono with the frag onto Evo, Header with the reply, shutting him down, making sure that push stops where it started, as Fantasy now makes his way across Catwalk, but Fox is already up there. So you can see the A push has kind of come out from the CPL side. Bomb being... he's going for a full plant, I believe. Yeah, he is indeed. Now, I can imagine it's Froz, or Froz and Myson. There we go. Myson dropping down Owls. Now it's a 3v3. Fox, Header, and Freakster against only 2 now. Froz and Myson left standing as Freakster blows up the barrel into Fancy's face. Fox with the frag onto... oh, wow. CPL worked that A plant perfectly. The initial frags didn't necessarily go in their way, but they worked that bomb site to an absolute T, and really well played to them, and I hope to see more of that.
Definitely so. It's going for the clean, precise, tactical play, which it doesn't always start off that way, and let's see if they can maybe replicate the results of the previous round. Going to be seeing Freaks actually try to go for the peak onto Ono. Can't say I would advise that one by any means, as he wasn't having that much luck on the crash side. Then again, Freaks versus the SMGs and AKs of Western Wolves. That's been a fight that's been rather one-sided. Now we'll be seeing Header make his way over the market as Fox pushes forward, takes out 2. Freaks is also going to chime in there with a frag of his own as Myson goes down. Western Wolves currently, I was going to say the man down, but they are fighting it back. Ono deagling down a player there over towards Car Park. Both of the CPL players making their way up towards mid. The bomb is in Car Park, actually. Fantasy not wanting to peek out too much. I don't know if he spotted the player off to his right-hand side. Oh, he's got to be so careful. I cannot believe he just went in and out of that situation completely unscathed, unnoticed, unharmed, to say the least. And CPL now need to make their way over towards Car Park. They need to pick up that bomb and try and go for the plant. 40 seconds left on the clock. Seems like a lot of time, but not all that much when you need to go into the bomb site, secure it, and get the bomb down, which takes a whole 5 seconds on its own. It is see Fox slowly making his way around the corner. They're expecting someone there at the bomb. The timer starts beeping as we hit 25 seconds. They really need to make a move now. They don't have the time. And who is actually going to be over on that A side? We do have Honor there. He's got his AK. Very trusty AK. The thing for CPL is that they're setting up a very good defense for this bomb plant. Even if Honor peeks out now, he might be taken out from that corner up at top. Bomb's going to go down. There's no way the Fantasy can stop it. He watches the player run away. The barrel hasn't exploded yet. They've got to be very careful of that. Fantasy going for the cross cover as Honor maybe tries to go for the defuse. He's laying behind the bomb and trying to use it as cover. Takes out Header. Very nice shot from him. And now Honor, Fantasy goes up, finds the frag onto Fox. And that's going to be in that Western Wolves pick up another round to keep themselves just at 3 rounds away from CPL. And you know, if anything, I'm pretty sure they'd be very happy carrying that one to the half.
Yeah, for sure. You want to keep that advantage just because of the, obviously Backlot must be really in the back of their minds thinking, guys, what happened there? That's not good. But let's pick it up with Header here. He's got a nice front spawn for the A push on the attacking side. Let's see if they use it. The A push has been going fairly well for CPL, but let's see if they can keep that pace up, keep pushing it harder and harder. So here we go. Nades raining out from Header, just dropping it to the back of Flower, so he doesn't get peeked straight into A-Arch. He's not stopping for anyone as of yet. There's going to be a player right in front of him. Does spot him with what's Chubi, but not for long. The SMG fire coming out thick and fast from Header there. Fox with a frag for himself onto Ono, taking off that range element from Western Wolves. So now the A push is on, smoke pluming out towards the Arch, but there's a player right in the middle of it. Who is that for Western Wolves? It is Froz on the Arch. Froz darts out, does take down Evo with a reply coming in from Freaks onto Myson, even a 3v2 in favour to CPL. And now let's see if they can keep hold of it, but they can't because Fantasy's clawing it back every single second he can. So now both of the players are towards this A-Arch. Froz darts off the top just to cover the rotate, just to make sure they can't go back round too easily. Laying down some fire, but he's got to be cautious. There's a player right around this corner. Doesn't manage to land any shots towards him, but he knows he's there, and that's enough to call it to Fantasy to go, guys, just peek the car park, make sure they're still there. We don't know where they've gone. Owls, and I believe it's Freaks are on the rotate now towards B. Freaks are leading up the charge. He's making his way through the spawn wooden house towards B. Fire coming in from those mid-stairs once again. You do not want to take Froz on in a 1v1 today, because this man is absolutely on the tip-top bit of form. He's been absolutely hitting every shot possible. He's now dropping the bomb, but Froz does go down to Freaks with a beautiful peek off of the catwalk. Even one man standing is Fantasy for Western Wolves against the 2 for CPL. And Fantasy is in a terrible position. Actually, no, tell a lie. He's made his way through mid with 15 seconds on the board. If he can get just through to Wooden, he has a chance to claw this one back. Owl's covering off the Arch. Freaks with the bomb down. So now the clock is ticking in favour to CPL for once on this attacking side. Fantasy peeking out of Wooden. The fire comes in, and there's Owls with the AK fire. Ice trained on Wooden. And there's a second round on the board for CPL, and I think that was a rather well-deserved round, to say the very least. So folks, do make sure you retweet this. Everyone should be watching this game right now, because it's going to be amazing. Who on earth is going to come out on top of this one, Menace?
No, Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, Seeker playing very well. Freaks with a fantastic shot down to Chibi to start us off. Header with a nade. Oh, actually he kills Frost. Sorry, I thought he shot his teammate there for a moment. One of the things that I want to mention is Evo's not really on form. We saw him, I mean, going like double digits like you've never seen before on backlot, and currently he's sitting on 1 for 7. And again, it just kind of reinforces the thing of not everyone performs the best on every map. And that's rather unfortunate, really, in the long run of things. Els is on his own, though. Let's see if he can maybe bring this one back for his team. There is a 2 rounds difference in favor of Western Wolves at the moment, and that 2 rounds difference, as I mentioned, is probably the biggest confidence carrier in this match. And we do have Els rushing over towards that A-bomb side. He's going to go for the plant, planting it on the corner. He's not really planting it for anything specific by the looks of it. I think he just wants to make sure it's out in the open so that there's no way that the Western Wolves guys can actually use the bomb for cover while defusing it. Els being spotted as he sits on... He was actually peeking around the corner. I don't know why he overextended himself that much. He wasn't even aiming into the arch. He knew a player was there. And Honor will easily be able to pick up that frag and get the defuse. And once again, just push Western Wolves up to that 3 rounds difference.
Yeah. And I've got to say it, I am behind CPL here. I want to see them win this, but so far, Western Wolves aren't letting this one get away from themselves for once. So now picking up here with Freaks of the scope for the attacking side. Let's see if he can land those shots onto Ono. Does go for the aggressive peek, taking on Ono. If he does peek, does spot a player going to be, doesn't manage to connect the shot. Does just kind of sit back in touch to help out his teammate towards A as the smoke plumes out in front of them towards that car park area. Be careful not to catch any nades or drop down too early. As long as you keep the numbers and slowly work towards the site, you really put the pressure on the defending side, and they're doing just that. Fox landing the shot onto Froz, taking out almost the danger man for the last few maps. But now, reply coming in from Tubi onto Als with the headshot towards Carbar. Now Freaks just having to prone down to see if they're going to rotate up. Header shuts down Ono. Advantage CPL in this round. Can they get that bomb towards the site? That is the question. Players are spread out through mid. Tubi on the prowl towards A-Arch, but Myson does take his frag that was right in front of him. Myson with another Myson on a mission this round, taking down Fox as well. And it's all headshots coming out so far. And here we go. Tubi on the peak does take down Freakster as well. And this is all on one man now. It is Evo getting tagged up to an absolute inch of his life. Fancy put him out of his misery with the deagle. And finally, Western Wolves looking a little bit stronger mid-round. They looked, you know, the backlot, they weren't really closing out the rounds too well. You know, obviously, Crash, they were absolutely on form, but now they seem to be getting the balance quite well, and they're, you know, slowly extending their lead on a map that's pretty balanced on attack and defense.
Definitely so. Evo's still sitting, unfortunately, on a measly 1 for 8, which I think is definitely detrimenting the team, especially having one of those SMGs not performing all that well. I take it back, it's not an SMG, it's an AK. Of course I meant an AK. Producer Frost making his way up onto the B arch, not a position that you would usually have mid-game, or at least so early on. It does seem to be working out for him. Takes out Evo once again. And he goes for the shot there onto Header. Lands that one too. And it's all onto Els before I can even switch over to him. The round is over. And this is now starting to just become a landslide and gain momentum.
Yeah, and finally Ono stepping up. He's making the impact that he should be doing. I'm going to pick it up with him here. And usually you see Ono at the top of the scoreboard, and he is there finally. But it seems as though, you know, Froz and Fancy have been taking his limelight. But it's nice to see him back almost where he belongs. Spotting the player towards that Death Alley. Doesn't manage to land the shot, but he does on the second go. That's Header down and out. But Header did land the initial deagle onto his teammate. That's not how you want to start things off. Tubi with another frag. Tubi is just trying to make up for what happened on Crash. Evo finally with the stand for CPL, but it's too little too late into this round because Western Wolves have got the pace, and Ono landing shot after shot here. Can he get the final one? Doesn't manage to miss it. Freaks, he gets punished by him. Freaks are finally shut down by Fancy once again, mopping up the CPL side with that deagle. But yeah, the lead is definitely slowly and surely just slipping away with every round happening from CPL, and I can't fault Western Wolves right now. They're really putting the pressure on, and they're not playing, you know, their usual kind of passive style. They're really playing aggressive.
Definitely so, and you know, it's working for them, and it's one of those things CPL just don't seem to know how to counter at this point in time. They're not calling a timeout, they're not, you know, trying to, you know, do much different by the looks of things. They're still going for the same, I want to say, measly attacks towards the bomb sites. They had the structure rushes, you know, where they had the smokes out, the players pushing forward, and now they're kind of just, you know, trickling forward, trying to get picks. They're stacking up here and there, this, you know, every so often, and it's just not working out for them. And I don't think that they realize that they need to change something up to get these things working. We do see Myson grabbing himself a frag there onto Els. Hair's going to shut him down though for the revenge frag. Freaks it with a deagle out into Fantasy. Have no idea how Fantasy didn't pull off that frag. Freak's not just watching him behind him. He completely missed the player that's there. I believe it is Chibi. Yes, it is. He is able to take out Freaks. Ahead and now your last man standing. He's over at Windows. He needs to cross over back across the bomb site to go and pick up the bomb, which is really unfortunate for him. I'm not too sure if Chibi had actually seen the bomb, and I think he wants to go and try and find out. Frost sitting in this little basket above the A-arch. He's going to wait for anyone to move over onto that bomb site or just walk right in front of his aim, as we see there. Heading against the frag, that's going to push it to 9-3. One more round and Western Wolves are going to be comfortably sitting with a 10-2 score at the halftime, which is only, I mean, around more than what CPL got in the previous game.
Yeah, indeed. This isn't looking too good for the CPL side, but let's see what Chibi can do. That nice little mid-spawn. He's going to use it as best he can. Ono with the first frag onto Freaksa. Just taking out the opposing scope. Here we go. Chibi explodes onto mid, but Evo punishes him with that AK work. And now all even so far, 4v4. Western was getting set up here, but the CPL side have kind of converged onto this catwalk area. Let's see if they can work any of the picks that might just pop out in front of them. They're seeming a little bit passive so far, and one player has kind of snuck his way through mid. It is Evo. Frost with the frag onto header, nevertheless, with that AK fire. But Evo has truly opened up this A side, and if he had the bomb with him, well, he could have done some damage, but maybe not, as Fox does do just that, taking down Fancy with a headshot. Now leaving it a 3v3. Ono tagged up as well, so I'm sure his position is slightly compromised. And maybe Evo can get this frag. He's just round the corner. Myson down. A open. Let's go, boys. This is the CPL round if I've ever seen one. Fox doing all the damage so far, as it is now on one man. It is Froz on catwalk. He's got a lot of distance to cover. Let's see if he can get his running shoes on. SMG to hand. Bomb now going down towards A. Fire coming in from the top of the A arch. He's got to try and stop it. Too little too late, as Els just returns the fire through the arch. Clawing back the last round, keeping them with a chance here, but how much of a chance? I don't know.
Just leave it a chance. We'll let people's imagination fill in the gaps. Yeah, guys, it's not looking too good at this point in time. If you guys did just join us, so this is Western Wolves versus ClanPoland. At the moment, it is the third map after ClanPoland won the first map on backlots. Western Wolves then took the second map rather dominantly, and it seems the third map is following in the same footsteps. So this is the deciding map for Western Wolves. I want to say comeback because they technically lose the first round. So they've had to make their way back into this matchup. We do see Header making his way over the market, completely fluffs the push though, and Fantasy will punish him for it. And we do see Fox taking out Chibi. Good start from him. And he's actually going to be coming to play here on the corner. Fantasy's reaction, just that ever so fraction quicker. But he will find the revenge frag there from Evo. So, Chibi, your last man standing. I lie, it is Ono, as the Ono hasn't even taken a single hit this game. Will be finally taken out by the scope. It won't be with a scope, rather a deagle, and we'll be sitting with that gap, closing down to a 5-point gap, but it's still a massive gap to close up.
Yeah, it's a bit of a deficit, but let's see if CPL can actually do it. So picking up here with Freaks to the scope for the defending side now. Let's see if we can spot anyone towards that Death Alley, towards B. Doesn't manage to get eyes on anyone, waiting for those nades to fall. Thinking, maybe it's a nade. I didn't see anyone on catwalk, drops out a nade to it, but actually they are all around catwalk. They've just been biding their time. Owls with the first frag onto Fantasy, avenged by Myson. Fox dropping a quick +10 onto Froz and Ono, punishing Western Wolves for taking the attacking side too lightly here. There's 2 men stand to the 4 of CPL. And let's see if they can close those 2 frags out. Where are they? Chibi now making his way through the arch with the SMG hand. Spots a player just to his right. Gets the tag, but not the frag, and can't manage to finish his dinner as Fox will mop it up. And there we go. Header and Fox just closing off that round, and really well played to Fox on B there, just really stopping Western Wolves in their tracks. And is this going to be another comeback?
I mean, there's 3 rounds in a row. It's a very dominant play so far. I don't want to say the word comeback just yet. I want to see a little bit more. I want to see this be a little more consistent. If they win the next round, then, I mean, they're within the realms of reach. And wow, Myson's the only man left, and we're 20 seconds into the round. Literally.
Well.
Oh, man. I might need to eat my words. Myson's able to get a single frag, but that is it. 9-6 from 5 rounds. Sorry, I lie. 6 rounds down. It is only 3. They have half the point difference. And, you know, CPL looking strong.
I hate to say it, but it's looking like it could be the comeback. I daren't say too much yet, but you see a B push coming out from the Western Wolves side. Let's see which SMG's taking them on. It's Header darting across the market here, feeling aggressive. Does manage to make his way onto the catwalk. He could absolutely rack in the frags here. Spots one, it is Chibi. Chibi down. One player to his left, gets the second onto Ono. Quick +10. Fox helping him out to his side, taking down Fantasy. And this is the CPL we know and love. The aggressive, fast action play from them, taking every moment they can. And now the last two members for the Western Wolves are over at A. Freakster now defending it with his life, with that scope. Froz holding the back, bomb in hand with the AK, just allowing no one to rotate and just kind of do all the damage really quickly. So it's all on Meissen to get these frags and get the picks, but he gets the fire coming from Flowerhouse, does have to dart away to recuperate some of that health, but the peaks are coming out and Owls drops him down. One man stands now. It is Froz, and Froz has been doing wonders, but is it too little too late? And it is. The gap is closing, folks, and I can't believe it. CPL look like a completely different side.
I don't know if there's much the Western Wolves can do at this point to stop them, though, and this is really picking up the pace. If you guys are struggling to follow the speed, don't worry. This is not what Call of Duty is normally like, or Call of Duty Pro, but at least it's usually a lot slower. The round does actually last a minute 45 instead of what you guys are seeing here, mere 15 seconds. But it looks like we might actually have a little bit of a slower pace round this time round, as CPL or Western Wolves are yet to find a player down. Chibi makes his way onto their B side. Loads of fire going in, so over towards Laundry. We have got Fox that is heavily tagged up. He will be taken out by Froz. We do see Fantasy making his way out of the wooden area. He has spotted the player there on the fence as Meissen grabs the frag onto Els. Evo replies to take out Chibi. The problem for Fantasy is all he has to work with for long range is Deagle. That SMG is not good long range, and coming under fire in that position is never an easy one to get out of. Looks like it's finally going to make his way up the street there, or maybe just move his way into B Arch. Meissen taking out Evo. Meissen being a real driving force in this round. Freaks is your last man standing. He gets shut down with ease. And wow, from 4 rounds of complete domination from CPL, we finally see Western Wolves clearing up the round with 4 players left standing.
Yeah, it seemed like a decisive B push really worked out for them there as they really pushed through the mid area, didn't get held up too much, and they seem to be doing it again. The mid kind of split towards B, utilising the best kind of route there. Fancy dropping the nade onto Fox and Chibi, shutting down the player. Actually, Froz stole that frag from it. It was Header once again, trying to push across market. And Western Wolves have kind of grown smart to what CPL were trying, but Evo takes a stand, shutting down Fantasy. One of the SMGs now down for Western Wolves, so maybe the pace will slow down a touch. Maybe we'll get some of that pro mod kind of usual slow kind of churn pace coming out, and Owls now dropping down. Froz with the headshot towards B. Chibi rattling off a couple of shots just to warn him to say, yeah, I'm here, you better not sit there and feel too comfortable, because it is a 3-on-3 now. The bomb makes its way towards B, and there we go. Ono taking down Owls, opening up this B site, leaving 2 players for CPL to claw this one back. Evo and Freakster have to go absolutely huge. Freakster on the opposing catwalk to the usual, makes his way down towards B Arch. Teammate stuck in wooden, just biding his time. I don't think he wants to peek up too early, and now he does, and Meissen punishes him. And now one man stands, it is Freakster, and this is looking a little bit too much for him, but maybe I spoke too soon as Chewy drops down to the scope work of him. And now 2 stand, Meissen and Ono to claw this round in the Western Wolves side. Let's see if they can do just that. Smoke coming out onto the bomb. Trying to pull out this play. Spots on towards the top of the 3. It is Ono getting tagged up so heavily. He's got to retreat back a touch. And now Meissen has to stand up and help out his teammate. Otherwise, this could be a little bit too much. And there we go. Freaks are finally shut down by Meissen. And this B push is finally working out for the Western Wolves side. And CPL seem to be doing the same thing over and over again. And if they could adapt just a touch, they could once again claw this back.
Definitely so. Now, of course, there is only 2 more rounds in this one for Western Wolves. If they want to take it, or if CPL want to bring this one back, they've got to win every round from here on out. Or at least the next 4 for a tie. I lied, they need the next 5 for a tie. We do see CPL starting off to reasonable good extent. The same with Western Wolves. Loads of franks going in either way, although Fantasy's going to break that difference, take out Header. And now we'll be seeing Fox actually going for a little bit of an aggression. They were using aggression to their advantage to win this 4 rounds in a row. I think they should be going back to their strengths right now. Fantasy taking out Evo means that Fox is going to have to move forward. He's made noise dropping down. If someone heard it though, got all the difference. Ooh, Fantasy coming under the heavy fire. Just darts left and right, dodges the bullets. Somehow, there's a player on that bomb site. Looks like he just tried to jump out to try and deny that bomb one. Unfortunately for him, there's way too many rounds coming in his direction. There's no way he'll be able to deny this plan if it goes down. Flash goes out, trying to just draw some confusion. Takes out Fantasy, unable to land the shot there onto Froz, and that's going to mean that Western Wolves now sit on their, well, map point, game point, semi-final point to advance to the next round, really.
Exactly, so I'm going to pick up here with Fantasy. Let's see if he can do the damage that will take them through this round and straight into the next. Fantasy feeling confident on the B push. Ono dropping down Freakster early on. Owls with the reply with the nade onto Chibi. Froz as well, but Header's across mid already. Shuts down Fantasy. Fox as well, racking up the frags. 3v2 so early on. Now Froz and Chibi have to get themselves together. Actually, no, it's Froz and Ono. Tell a lie, you overlay bug. But here we go. Fox, Header and Evo to defend, and the attacking forces of Western Wolves have to get this bomb down and towards one of the sites to see if they can do this. It's an uphill struggle by all accounts, but this is where it really does matter. Header now has got himself proned in A, so he could do a hell of a lot of damage here if he peeks out at the right time. Spotono drops him down, and it's all on one person. Froz here, can he just secure this round? Spots a player pushing towards him, doesn't manage to land the shot. Oh, what a shot onto Header! Darts round, and Evo's there, and just to keep it just on the brink of redemption for CPL, Evo claws back that frag that they desperately needed, but maybe it's too little too late.
I won't say that just yet. We've been proven wrong before. Let's not, you know, try and make assumptions like we actually know what's happening in this game at this point in time. Anything could still change. Gonna be watching Chibi though, as he has been able to make a very fast push over towards this B side. Froz with a nade onto Els. Evo replying with a nade of his own onto Myson. Freaks it with a shot onto Fantasy though. Means that Western Wolves are pushing over towards this B side. A man down. There is a player on the fences. Chibi's got to be careful. He's actually going to fall back, rather leave it in the hands of his very capable scope buddy Ono, as Ono makes his way over. Oh, doesn't even need a scope as he lands the nade onto Fox. Still making sure that the fences are cleared. It is a possibility that they have stacked up over there. Have we got a player laying down? Oh man, Header. Header is a man to my heart. Trying to sit in this little cheesy corner, hoping that no one's going to spot him. It is so close. If this pulls off though, I mean, he wins it for his team. It's as simple as that. It's one of those positions that it works out really well, or it's the complete mess up. Eva's got to be very careful off to his right-hand side. He's not looking at the moment. He does get taken out by Chibi. Oh, and Chibi spots. Oh, Header. That's so unlucky. And this is the point where it's all on Freak. So 1 versus 3. If he can stop this bomb plant, you know, it's going to hold them off for a bit, but it's not going to be easy by any means. So aiming through the smoke, he's going to hope that his shots connect. None of them do, though. And it doesn't look like there's any way he's going to be able to stop this one. Most of CPL already calling GG. Western Wolves are saying GG to CPL are saying well played. And there definitely was. I mean, this was a spectator's game and a half. All the way through 3 maps and really bringing it down to the point that there's only 4 rounds difference between these two teams. Freaks are moving forward. Froz are going to nail the final shot, and that's going to push it to a 13-8. But my word, what a 3 games it was. And that's it. The game's done. That kind of sucks, really. But it does mean that, of course, it's now through to the next round. CPL still have a chance to bring it back, though. Don't leave it out of their realm of possibility, as there is lower brackets. So, of course, they still stand a chance. We might be seeing them a little bit later on. Although, guys, this has been Quad. Bringing you guys the live coverage of the Qnatek Summer Battle. I am Menace, alongside me is Pansy. Check us out on Twitter if you want. Other than that, though, we're going to take a quick little break, have a couple of ads up on screen, and then we'll be seeing you guys very shortly for more action. I'll see you soon.